Yes, our fellow Nigerians across the globe, I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and to some of you, good night, depending on your time zone. I'm George Onyibe, and I'm simply a society value advocate. Let me reiterate the simple fact that we are not here to caution blame, and we are not driven by hatred, but we just want to make sure our heritage, as in culture and tradition, our value system, are not lowered by anybody, or we allow them to bastardize it more than they have done before now. We are trying to save the next generation of our people. We are working very hard to know that we know what they know. And as it is popularly said, and you shall know the truth, and the truth will set you free. Because the people in ignorance are destroyed. And I'm sure the atmosphere is changing. Those who swore on the wings of propaganda and disinformation, gradually, the foot is slipping already. Their griefs cannot hold firmly anymore, and we have not even started. I want to quickly, like I promise. We don't threaten people, we promise people, and we make promise we intend to keep. And so for some reason, like I promised in my last broadcast, that I shall be revealing to you the purpose why the Eastern Security Network, known as Unknown Gunmen, was created by Nnamdi Kanu. And this is to enable the people of the South-South, the entire supposed minority, and those other ethnic groups in Nigeria to know what they are supposed to do. If something you have to promote it. If something you must frown at, then do it. This is the only country we have. As far as the world is concerned, in our time, there are limits to my tolerance in Ghana because I'm not one. I'm not from Ghana. I'm not a Cameroon person. I'm not in South Africa. And you see, most cases, you will see how these people treat you. But look at, I'm a minority in Nigeria according to them, but I'm a minority. Come to my community and tell me that I'm a minority. May the Lord be with you. And why is this confidence? Why is this boldness? Because I have money stacked somewhere? Because I'm that powerful, very educated? No, because that is the truth, and I know the truth, not in ignorance. And so when you are talking to me out of ignorance, misinformation, I just stare at you. And now I believe with the presence of criminal-minded individuals out there trying to change our history, we, on the other hand, has made sure that we will confront them at every stage, and we will dismantle them. Because truth does not need defense, just speak it. And so this morning I want us to look at a message I titled, Three reasons why Nnamdi Kanu introduced the Eastern Security Network that has metamorphosed into Unknown Gunmen. And they are practically responsible for the kidnapping, human trafficking, the assassination, the robberies going on in the Southeast as we speak. They will deceive you and tell you it's the Nigerian army. Yes, it's applicable. They will tell you it's the Nigerian police. Because somewhere along the line, you have been subconsciously programmed to believe that nothing good can come from Nigeria. Yes, some military people have questionable character. Some police people have questionable character as well. But it is applicable to some pastor and some imam in the church, in the mosque, everywhere in the government parasitator, even in my family compound. And now somewhere along the line, we must develop the ability to manage the balance. We are here to manage the balance, taking advantage of negative and positive to mathematically create a balance that will bring the overall positivity of what we are supposed to live for. I do not expect all of you to understand. We were doing Biafra agitation for a very different reason compared to what you are seeing today. People like us believe that there is need to restructure Nigeria. We believe that there is need to address political imbalance. We believe that there is need to address agitations, among others. Now, when I talk about political imbalance, I believe the Igbos are not the marginalized people in Nigeria. The Southeast has never been marginalized, except they cry foul more than every other region. The West cannot come out and say they are losing out of the game called Nigeria, our country. No. No Southwest person has that moral ground to say that. And that is why when people Sunday who were shouting, oh, give us a do-do-one. We know they are playing on our intelligence, but let them do, no problem. It is like they're not telling you they want their people to be literate, they want Islamic education, they want this and rubbish, and yet they feed on the misery of our people. But in this context, there is a region that has been squashed. And somewhere along the line, we should be asking the federal government and those at the political arena, why did you people destroy the Midwestern region? A constitutionally created Nigeria. Constitutionally, we were allowed. You destroyed the Southeast. The Midwestern region, Edo and Delta, and you destroy us completely as if we don't exist. We felt that is a question to ask. That is political imbalance. And then going to the area of that is restructure. Going to the issue of political imbalance. We all know that there are some tribes that will never rule Nigeria. What is the criteria? What is the yardstick to producing president of Nigeria? And that is why one ethnic group, I go back to the Igbo Biafra, will come out and tell you that it is their turn. And of course, our president actually said so. Emilio, if you like, interpret it as you like. He simply told you it's my turn. Whether it's qualified or it's not qualified, it's his turn. Do I blame him? No. That is the order of the day. We felt these issues should be addressed. And then we'll talk about agitation at different levels. Yes, it is the right of any Igbo person to ask for Biafra, but ask it within the confines of the law. Ask for your people who agree with you. Stop asking for all of us. That is where your criminality starts. The Ogoni people who has asked for the Bill of Rights. It is their right to protect their environment. The Ijaw people who has asked for resource control. It is their right. And in fact, the people who are asking for Islamic Sharia law, it is their right. And we felt some of this issue, if properly reviewed and the process harmonized, considering how it affects one another, now that we have found ourselves as Nigeria and we're going to be Nigerian for a very long time, it will be a way to go to build a prosperous nation, a nation we can be proud of. And so we followed Nnamdi Kanu. We were shouting Biafra. It was meant to get the attention of those in power. But boom, the moment we got close to those in power, the moment they were considering refueling what we have agitated for, money came in. No wonder Gowon was said that if he knew that Igbo Biafra love money, he would not have wasted Tenkobo in trying to fight the war. All he needed to do is pick a couple of them, give them money, they will do the job for him. The moment money came in, we lost our morality. Vision, purpose, and everything is gone. And some of us who knew that this guy has deviated, Nnamdi Kanu is on drug. We knew Nnamdi Kanu has gone to drug. Invested our money in Kenya. And most of you are wondering, why did he go to Kenya? Let me tell you one secret about Kenya. Kenya is the country that have the highest number of individual millionaires in the whole world. Individuals who are millionaires in the whole of Africa, they have more Kenyan millionaires than South Africa, not to talk of Nigeria. How many millionaires do we have in Nigeria? So Nnamdi Kanu is one of those individual millionaires in Kenya. Most of you don't know. Go and look at his estate that they are not telling you. Rubbish set of people. Did you know the money we contributed for him? In Naira, in dollars, in pounds, in euro. Tell me the current country that we do not have family. And tell me, where is all this money? Let us do auditing. Some of you will know that for this idiot called Nnamdi Kanu to come out and tell you that I know I'm a very powerful man. I know how many millions of people are controlled all over the world. I can decide who live and who die. I can have anywhere I want to destroy to be destroyed when I want. I can choose to play God if I want to. You think he was saying it out of... No, when the guy saw the bank account managed by his auntie, Nne Nayanya Ugurichiowa, the guy knew he don't blow. He lost his mind. He forgot in UK he was a common barber. He couldn't feed. He don't have accommodation. But he saw money. He lost his mind. And people will ask questions. There are people who I still respect, but when they misbehave, I will follow them like that. Forget about that Obidio Bienu. Sometimes maybe he drinks. Was one of those people. Constantly calling Nnamdi Kanu to order. He has his way of reviewing things. and they hated him for it. And he knows this truth. That is why I'm never happy with him, because I will not follow obedient movement, and then he hate me. Because I saw Biafra is a fraud, and then I'm enemy. They forgot the truth that led to this provocation. Obidi was always constantly asking him questions. In fact, along the line, Obidi seized the money in America. That is where Obidi had the final fallout. They gave it to Uche Nwokenkwo, and each time they called him for auditing, Uche Nwokenkwo and Onwa Zurumba became mortal enemy. That Nnamdi Kanu came on Radio Biafra and told the whole world that these two people, Dr. Uche Nwokenkwo and Onwa Zurumba, are criminals. All these people somehow want to cover this truth and make George Onyibe the bad person. Thunder will fire all of you. Not until you come out and start saying the truth. God will punish all of you. If that is what make one to be Igbo, we curse the day we say we are Igbo. Until you change, it's going to be a well. Let me not digress any further. And so the moment he saw money, our national or international account was in Kulu, Germany. Nnamdi Kanu shut the account. Nene took the money. And then they begin to hunt for those people who were with the money. Money was pumping in. From articulation to obituarization. Money was pumping in from every angle. That is why most of the government parasitators, we are watching them. You see that thing GTB Bank did to Very Dark Man? I'm not saying anything, but we are watching all of them. Because most of these government parasitators, from the bank to the newspaper company to different people, work with Biafra agitation from the behind. There are newspaper companies that Nnamdi Kanu will say, carry our message. We will make sure every newspaper you will publish that day, everybody will buy it. One single copy will not remain. But it's a game they are playing with us. And then they will come, they will strike the deal. Which millions? He was holding people hostage, kidnapper. And then he will call me as the African rep. And say, tell everybody, so newspaper, I don't want to call them yet. All of you, GTB, all those games you people are playing. Let us pray we don't get to a level where everybody begin to fight everybody, because nobody will be there to separate anybody. I think you people thought we have kept quiet about Ijele. Continue, Reverend Father Peter Ebukubi, the one that know that my people are Ndoa Lili. All of you continue. Okay, done when you know Kamanine Lenyang when I could do. Continue, all of you, because you felt it's going to be, game as usual. Let us come back home. And so, at the end of the day, Nnamdi Kanu lost it all. A lot of confrontation were coming in. Let me explain to you. Somebody like Uchuka Fomefo came forward and said this thing is no longer going the way it's supposed to be. Biafra agitation should not be centered about Igbo based on what we have told them. We have to make all inclusive. Everybody must be incorporated. I will relinquish my position as your deputy. Let us appoint people from other tribes to head this movement. He's a God. There is no assistant God. God don't have wife, not to talk of cousin. So he must be in charge. And that is where Uche start having his problem. There is one they call a Chike Edoziem. Chike Edoziem lack power. All these failed illiterates everywhere, failed illiterates. And so Nnamdi Kanu was having internal crisis from the board of the DOS to the board of the HOD. In fact, the HOD, people like Chukwuemeka Iruanya, people like Barrister Imam Mezu, Dr. Clifford Iruanya, Barrister Imam Mezu, so many brilliant, intelligent people. They've started asking questions. People like Rita Anebogo and the rest. Intelligent, brilliant people. They start asking questions. One chabu kwandi Igbo, wadi amakwama. One chabu ndi Igbo. So the first HOD had issue with him. I will never forget. And that is the respect I have for Dr. Clifford Iruanya. And he was having fallout with Nnamdi Kanu. I'm creating a scenario so you will appreciate this message at the end. Calm down. I called Dr. Clifford Iruanya and said, please, whatever our leader, Onyendufu, Nnamdi Kanu tells you to do, please do it so we can have peace and move on. Dr. Clifford Iruanya's response was simple. He said, George, you will not understand. And I can't force him. He knows where the shoe he's putting on is paining him. But at least I have played my role. And when Nnamdi Kanu could not humble them, people like Omomio, Uche Nasibu, all those gang, he came one day as an emperor Yes, as I'm telling you, the HOD is destroyed, disbanded, disorganized, disburu. So he have one group of enemy waiting for him. Those ones left. He rally round and then form the DOS. Now, he used Uche Mefo to constantly attack that HOD. And he used the HOD to constantly attack Uche Mefo. This is a power strategy. That is to keep everybody working for you, quarreling each other, so that they cannot come with a single agreement, or else he's in trouble. And so that one went. Those ones demonized Uche. But Uche is a good man. All of them were food. None of them is a bad man. And the moment they brought in Chika Idosiem, they made Chika Idosiem to hate Uche Mefo as taking the place of Clifford Iranya, who had constant quarrel with Uche Mefo. The same game started. They could not figure it. Maybe these brokers will make them know that they were all being played. Those who are still shouting Biafra, a will that will never be. Maybe they start having sense. All these things we have been able to see it, even when we are inside uncompleted building. And that is why when they talk to me, I look at them with the level of their exposure, with their education, the wealth they have amassed. They don't have anything in the brain. But yeah, they are the most intelligent idiot around the world. Sorry, most intelligent human being. Rubbish. And so from day one, Chike Idosiem continued to attack Uche Mefo. The point is, why is it that the head of HOD, the head of DOS, all of them will not allow Uche Mefo to drink water and drop the cup? Uche Mefo was there because they couldn't find anything against him. He was practically audio deputy. But that is how it's supposed to be anyway. He played by the rule, but he was fooled. And so we start having problem. People like us start asking questions. Because we are the one here. We are the one being poisoned. We are the one being shot. We are the one being arrested. We are the one being chased up and down. We have to ask questions. If we must die, we should choose how we die. Any path we want to follow. The regret is that if it is not the decision of our making, and then we become enemy. How many group of enemy have I mentioned? 1, HOD. 2, DOS. 3, those of us who confront him. We now perceive as enemy. They even gang up. We are group, but we gang up against each other. And then there are some volunteers, some young Nigerians, youth from South, South, and Southeast, who believe the Nnamdi Kanu die hard. They were in the volunteer. They defend him. They will take bullet for him. The day the house of Nnamdi Kanu, the police, the army, they call it invasion, was invaded. Do you know Nnamdi Kanu was actually at home that day? A governor told me that when they told him that see what is going to go on, when he had the information, he related the message to Nnamdi Kanu. But though they did not know that the army will still take that decisive decision and go, even without clearance. So they were thinking they would buy time. But whatever the case may be, before the army could go there, Nnamdi Kanu has left. Did you know where he went to hide? He was hiding in Abia State Polytechnic, which is not far from his house, close to the government house. But if he knew something like that would have happened, why did he not save his volunteers? They begin to suspect him. He began to send some of them to go and do robbery. And they said, no, that is not why we came here. He began to have enemy from his security squad. Though. And then he began to use them to set themselves up. That is where Kowara have problem with them. I know all their names. Most of them are dead. Most of them are running, not from Nigerian police, not from Nigerian military. They are running for Nnamdi Kanu because he will come for them. If he cannot kill them by other ignorant Biafra people, he will set them up through the Nigerian police. After all, he has a sister there. His sister, Nnamdi Kanu's sister, work with the Nigerian police. So each time Nnamdi Kanu comes on Radio Biafra and say, Ruby Matthew is a kidnapper, he's a criminal, he's not IPOB person, it's a lie. He's giving them the ID. That very day, he even called the name of their house, the street where they come from in Anambra. He called Ruby Matthew, he called Onwukwe Nwanzi, he called Basila Kowara. Onwukwe Nwanzi and Basila Kowara from Imo State, Ruby Matthew from Anambra State. As I'm talking to you, nobody knows the whereabouts of Basila Kowara. Onwukwe Nwanzi and Ruby are on running for their life for more than 5 years. Because Wawokwandi Igbo, Nnamdi Kanu has piled up enemies. And along the line, Chinasa began to build his own security group. Benjamin Madubugu began to build his own security group. Obasi begin to build his own security group. Lionheart, Double Heart, everybody, because they can now go and rob, make money in the name of agitation. We have lawyers who will defend us for fiakwa. They become a criminal organization. But we are seeing how the case will go. Meanwhile, we have started pulling back. And from the day I was arrested, the allegation was that I handled procurement for Niger Delta vengeance. That was the allegation. And the moment I cleared my hand, I was able to see clearly that this is no longer agitation. Before, they were original terrorists. Now, why did I bring it up? Nnamdi Kanu created so many enemies. How many young Igbo girls did this guy pregnant? While he was in Kuje prison, he pregnanted up to 3 different girls. Some of them he rented house for in Enugu. Look at all of us who did Biafra agitation. Who were at the helm of affair? Where are all of them? Where is Chidebe Rongudiwe? Where is Bright Nwawishi? Where is the one that says he's Bright Chimezie Isinwa? Where is Benjamin Madubugu? They're living in affluence outside the wall with their family. And I'm in an uncompleted building. And somehow, because you are a Igbo person, when you talk, and I'm feeling bad, I worked hard and I made money more than all of them. But understand, I'm not here for revenge. But I'm just trying to see, so you see your hopelessness. If at all you have conscience, and know that so along this line, Nnamdi Kanu has made so many enemies for himself. He came to Radio Biafra, he broke the law. The condition given to him, the bail terms, when people like Abaribe signed shorty for him. The moment he come out, he said Niger Delta vengeance are common kidnapper. He move on and say Asare Dokubo stole his 20 million. An enemy everywhere. That thing pained Asare Dokubo. Because as I'm talking to you, the Asare Dokubo I know will dash you 100 million. Even without having anything to gain. That guy is a philanthropist. He's a very kind man. Forget about those things he's doing. Sometimes I wonder how he reasons. The Asare Dokubo I know, if he see $20 million, not Naira on the road, he won't pick it. And now, Nnamdi Kanu has made enemy on the political arena. Everywhere he has created enemy. So he knows he needs to defend himself. That is number one reason why he created Eastern Security Network. It's for vendetta. It's for revenge. It's to come for those who do not agree with him. He will cut them off. They don't tell you how you consult that. He will cut them off. They don't tell you where Obasi is. He will cut them off. All those head of volunteers, some of them are listening to me. Some have turned to pastor, Arabateria, Uruboteria. They are hiding, but they know the truth. So Nnamdi Kanu created it not to defend Ndibu, but to protect himself and hunt down his perceived enemy. That is number one reason. For vendetta, for revenge. But now, he used it to betray the entire South. That is to tell you, he was not interested in you. Ebaki is Igbo, Oroborobo is Igbo, Agbo is Igbo, Ndioshi, everybody is Igbo. You now no get sense. When he reached to defend Ndibu, he said it's Eastern security. It's Ebaki in the Eastern. It's Agbo in the East. Use your brain. Number two reason why he created the unknown gunmen he called Eastern security, like I said, was not to protect Ndibu. Because when the governors perceived what he was going to do, what they did was to create a bubago. Maybe after this broadcast, I will now post the broadcast of Nnamdi Kanu when he was telling those good volunteers that if you join a bubago, I will kill you. I will kill you. If you join a bubago, after this broadcast, before the end of the day, I will upload the video. Because when you say he's not guilty, he's not a terrorist, we are not telling you what they told us. We are telling you what we know. The only place any of you will defeat us, it is that when we get along the line, Wazobia designed to align their power, then have your way. But it will not always be so. But if we say, let's say the truth the way it is, 1 million Biafra cannot wake me from sleep. And so, the second reason was to create foot soldier. Foot soldier. And when we talk about foot soldier, don't think it's about kidnappers only. Don't think it's about armed robbers. Don't think it's about, they have different departments. Let's look at soldier in Israel time. When you hear about Nigerian army, you look close to them. To many Nigerians, army is army, and which is true. But this is what you need to know. Watch their beret, their cap. They come in different color. Some wear black, which is a sign of artillery. And then they have two types of green, a darker green and a lighter green. One of them should be musical. And then they have the red, two types of red, pure red and horse blood. I think one of them is medical and the other one is military police. And then they have the off-white, and that should be intelligent. I stand to be corrected. But the cap the army man wear tells you the department they are working. And now, there are three major arms in the military. The military formation trinity. And that is the Air Force, the artillery, and the naval. And then under them, you have people who are cook, people who are scientists, people who are doctors, people who are lawyers. There are some army men that may not have shot a gun all their lives, except through training. There are some of them, they may have not put on their uniform up to 10 times in a year, but they're all in the military. And so when I say he was creating a foot soldier, don't think he's looking for those doing kidnapping, those raping and harvesting human organ. No, all those people doing Igbo unification, they are part of the foot soldier. All those people that will soon come here and be insulting me, they are part of the foot soldier. All those ones that you see that are still making posts, social media warrior. Did you hear their name? Social media warrior. They are part of the foot soldier. All those ones going about looking for who to poison, they are part of the foot soldier. Let me tell you how horrible it can be. I was organizing Biafran Student Forum across the globe. We've been able to capture the whole Africa, all Southeast children and South children in Africa. We've almost gotten them. They were happy, they were joining because we needed everybody to come on board. And along the line, they brought in Amarachi and they brought in Chike Doziem. And that was because since I was having issue with Nnamdi Kanu, they want to disconnect me. But what they do not know is that I strive and grow in isolation. I don't mix with people. I don't make friends. It's not that it's in my nature. This is who I am. I've spent most of my life alone. If I open door for you, you are very privileged. We can talk. But I'm not a party guy. That is one thing he didn't know. That isolating me was actually helping me to be more powerful. We lived in isolation. We were grown, we were made, we were formed in isolation. Crowd distract us. Now hold on. And so when he was trying to isolate me, a lot of things begin to happen. When we have students meeting, you will see they will be bringing in new policy. And after like 3 or 4 meetings, Austin Abanyim from Imo State, they created another group and then moved everybody there and left me there. And some of the students who are also Igbo people who knew that something was wrong and who were even there because of me. Some of them Ikwere people. They start embossing me, sir, we don't create another forum. But then say, make we no argue. What is going on? And I explained to them. They say, Nnamdi Kanu is just trying to disconnect me. But you people go ahead with what you are doing. Sorry. And so one day, one of them came and he told me, he said that they asked them to go to their various campuses and look for the girls that have HIV. They want to recruit them. Fine girls, they will be paying them. What is their job? To go to be infiltrating politicians in their party. And now, let me explain one truth for you. I've worked with many governors based on my profession. I'm not a civil engineer, but I work as a civil engineer. Let's say I'm a technician, because I can do so many things when it comes to building. I've designed the house of many governors. And for some reason, I won't call the name of this one. And on that very day, he was coming home. And each time he's at home, there are a lot of police people there, military people, DSS, all of them are there. So many of his friends will come. He has a banquet hall, he has a guest house, he has so many lodge, very massive compound. Now, by the time they come, in the night, some of them get lonely because most of the men come alone. And maybe most of the women come alone. So vice versa. And so there are companies that supply young girls. The company I know, they used to write their motto, partner with us. You would think they are banker. It's so low show they are distributing. And so the vehicles will start entering. You will see the Sana car carrying like maybe seven girls. The name of the company is partner with us. You see young girls with a mini bikini. What do you call it? Is it bun short or bun trouser? And I shake my head. I learned. And now, you are a politician. You are still partnering with us under Olosho International. They will get you. So Austin Abanyim from Imo State actually mobilized the student so that they can send it to all these politicians so that they give them HIV and AIDS. But what they didn't know is that AIDS no they kill anybody again. You know they kill again. But don't be careless with your life. Now you know. Because the last time I checked, about 60% of Africans are living on HIV already. May the Lord be with us. But it's okay. That is not the purpose. I'm just trying to explain to you, food soldier. So they even have students who are food soldier. That is what you wanted to do. Now, pay attention on social media. This food soldier range from innocent young girls down to adults. There were times you will see one small boy, they gave AK-47 to him. We still have the video. And now, he now carry the gun. And now, one Igbo Mugu was interviewing him. Why do you choose to join Biafra army? The boy now speak Igbo. Revenge. This is a small boy that is supposed to be in school. They are destroying his morale. They are all bunch of terrorists they were grooming. So the purpose of Eastern Security Network, aka Unknown Gunmen, was, the second reason was to create a food soldier. At least the Fulani have their food soldier. They can answer Fulani headsmen, Miati, Allah, or Boko Haram is their food soldier. We know. So they wanted to have their own food soldier. Ejo have their own food soldier. So don't let it be like big deal. Each time you see Asare Dokobo, you see Tompolo, you see the likes of, what do you call him? What did I forget his name? But let's go on. You see them parading. Yeah, they are all food soldier. But it depends on whose interest are they protecting. They all have food soldiers, so it's not a big deal. But you have to know. People of South, you have to know. Maybe some of you are already their food soldier, but you don't know. The ignorant of the law is no excuse. And the last reason why Nnamdi Kanu introduced Eastern Security Network was the ultimate goal to make money. Remember, number one reason why he established security in the Southeast by creating Eastern Security Network, which is Unknown Gunmen, is for vendetta, to revenge. The unfortunate thing is that 99.9% of those he will send to kill me will even tell me how to kill him. Number two is to create his own food soldier. Number three is the one I want to tell you, is to make money. We got to a stage. Some group of individuals start telling me, you need to talk to those in authority, that all these our youth who are in the bush, that they should give them amnesty so that they can return home. It made sense. Because the person who was actually telling me this is somebody I trust. And I say it's true. But actually I know that 99.9% of Igbo boys, youth, men or women in the bush, I still have so many of their video anyway, they would love to come home. But there is no home to return to. Let me tell you one thing that happened. Somebody sent me a video of some Anambra women who are married to Nnamdi Kanu, commander of the Unknown Gunmen Eastern Security Network. And these women were tired of the kind of life they were living. They reported themselves to the government of Chukwuma Soludo, the immediate governor of Anambra State. And in that video, this was their confession. One of them said the husband usually comes from the bush. She sells restaurants. And it comes with some of the Unknown Gunmen, their gang. They will eat, refresh, and then they say they will mate out. The woman said he will mate out with the husband, after a long while in the bush. He said, but the amazing thing is, when they finish mating, the husband will say, I'm coming, let me go to the junction and buy something. Anything my men want, please, don't resist, give them. And if there are 11 that came, the woman said the 11 of them will mate with her. It continued. I can't imagine a man who is a man who bring in your friends to defile your wife, the mother of your children. I can't place it. It's even making me run insane talking about it. It could happen on my behalf. It doesn't bother me. That I am the one orchestrating the process. It's something I should not even think of. This is how horrible they are. And so such a person, does he have a home to return? They need the rehabilitation. Some of them now eat human flesh. When we were small, we used to sing one song in my village. When we see some group of Igbo people, we begin to sing, Ndi Igbo na-eri mmadụ anụ nkịta dị n'ọkụ, Ndi Igbo na-eri mmadụ anụ nkịta dị n'ọkụ. We grow up to this, to say it's a lie. Dismiss that information. But it's true. It's true. When Ndi Igbo na-eri ndị mmadụ, Nnamdi Kanu proved it. Anybody you see in the bush, you say bushmeat, you eat them. I still have the video of Igbo people eating somebody's hand. They eat, roasting their meat. Nigerian police know what I'm saying. So how true was the lie we were told before now? And now we are evidence. We even saw what our fathers did not see that made them to disassociate from Igbo completely. And so people start talking to me, please, let's talk to the government, let's then do. And then we started campaigning. But I now notice that no, something is not right. And I pause and begin to study the system. The ultimate aim to return those criminals back home is to create an avenue where Nigeria will say, okay, come, let's give you rehabilitation. And then they will begin to pay them money. You know, they pay Ijo Food Soldier, whether Niger Delta Adventures or whatever, they pay them amnesty. Yaradua initiated it. They pay Boko Haram amnesty. Igbo people wanted to be collecting their own amnesty. This Igbo Biafra. But what they did not count on is that no matter the havoc they cause in the southeast, nobody is going to discuss amnesty with them. And so any day, any government wake up and then pay unknown gunmen, Nnamdi Kanu, security food soldier, amnesty, let that government know that in less than 10 years, yes, the only thing they can do is to attack the page, but they cannot really stop us. And so any day, any government of the day wake up and start paying Eastern Security Network, unknown gunmen of Nnamdi Kanu amnesty, let them have it at the back of their mind that other ethnic groups will begin to build their own food soldier, and maybe in the end of 20 years or 10 years later, more than 40% of Nigeria money will be used to pay amnesty. And so having all this, the main purpose of this broadcast is to call on the people of the South. We need to organize ourselves. We need to create different groups to be able to survive this onslaught against us. If you are from the South, you understand that we have to protect our culture, our tradition, our heritage. We're not asking them not to emulate, but they cannot rewrite our history before us. Or else it will be easy for them to manipulate the next generation of our people. Please, you need to look for a way to get to me. We have to form a movement. We need to form a movement. We need to have groups who will be telling us what is happening in our community. The day they went to Ebake to shoot that fake video that Ebake is Igbo, they printed the banner in Anambra State. They chartered a lot of commuter hires. They cooked plenty rice, many drinks. They loaded it as if they were going to Bichwara. Entered Ebake at night. And towards evening, they shoot their video. They dash it out. It is money they spent. They have cameras. They have Android phone. They have editors. They have wireless mic. It is money they spent. Believe me, I don't have the resources. And there are areas I cannot get to. There are things I cannot do. You can do it. Some of you have the resources. Some of you have the talent. Some of you have the time. It is going to take all of us to save all of us. The number is almost complete for the first quarter. And after that, we will move into action. I know some of you will come later. But don't let them deceive you. Because once you try to raise money to set up these structures, the first attack you will get is Igbo people. They say, oh, he's a thief, he wants to rob us, he's a hungry man. That is what they want you to believe. But Nnamdi Kanu, who was a common Baba in the UK, when we were contributing our money to defend our land, to protect our people, he was not a thief. Nenanya will even tell you that if you don't contribute, when Biafra comes, you will not enter Biafra. We illusionally say so. Then they are not thieves, they are not hungry. When he's shouting, Ego Idoshobudu, Ego Banko, Ego Lomwanye, IPOB to get there was sponsored by Igbo people and many more. It was not one-man project. And you see, there are things I will not tell you here. But when you get there, you will know. We are not here to fight Nigeria. We are not here to divide Nigeria. We are here to repair the damaged brain of our people and make them have a sense of belonging. We are here to make sure that our grandmother can still go to farm and come back without fear of anybody or harassment. We are here to know those who are selling fake drug, those who are doing yahoo and selling human organ. We want to know those who are lowering our value system. If it's what we want, we know it's what we want. But if it's against our values, someone cannot impose it on us. And so try and reach out to me. Look for a way. Just look for a way. Get my attention. And I want to believe before the end of this week, we may have more than the number we required already. But then you can join the second phase. A journey of 100 kilometers. Start with a step. omeni wo nya agbo ihu ego ntị ihe ragwo no ya mara ndị nke nye si na onye nwere rishu dara arụ kotoba amara m ihe ragwo no ka ni make zo na mbumbu mmiri amanwu onye agbo nsogbu aria mmiri ni ke izue andoka menyile kaneka ko eji wepụ asọkpọle menya ihe anyị mara n'oke ime enye nwe ike eji gbode kenye ka gbachi nkịtị ụnụ ndị akata ruo n'obili n'ọnụ ụnụ obi ụlọ ụnụ ahụ na ebelichara hụ akpa brakata mi brakata the more you look the less you see omenye ihe weru n'obi ala ya saka aghọta ihe lele nra agwa maka ndị na wa shapụ ala anya kpachapụ anya jishi enyi lechara kpatọ maka sa onwe ihe omen ma chọrọ nku maka na ihe ele anya ahụ ka ọ na-ekwu nkume oru ifere ime m ụlọ ndị omeni we ba ha iwe enyi we gbuo dodo ya ọhịa we nwari nwe iwe enyi agwenye be ka lọdili be jekọle ndị dadọdị anụ n'ụwa akụ na weka chukwu ya yi na-enye enyi lechara ya ka chukwu ya yi na-enyi leka like I have said the platform is for South and we are not here to banter anybody. Nobody takes a kingdom by words. You take it by action. We've been saying for quite a long time. It is time we walk the path because there is a difference between knowing the path and walking the path. This is where I bring the broadcast